It's a good trick to be able to make a long story short. Better even, to be able to decide shrewdly as it races along which parts must be included, which can be deleted, and which can be used to whet the listener's appetites for another story later. So, when I talk today for a moment about toast and tea as a sort of prelude to delivering the only authorized and comprehensive history of the dogs of Doggerland, as commanded by the great high and humble Dogger, I hope you won't imagine for a moment that the snack is as good as the feast, or that wading in as far as your ankles with pants rolled up is the same as a good long splash that requires a thorough aftershake. Because it isn't, and it doesn't, and it won't, and it couldn't, if you know what I mean. I must speak in generalities. It's the only way, though it may offend the specifics and those who specialize in urgent buts and don't forgets. Buttered toast is the favorite food of dogs, so much so that phrases like "he is made of toast" and "she is all butter and crust," crust being the best part of toast as far as most dogs are concerned, and they are well browned on both sides, are among the highest compliments one can offer among dogs, and many of their colloquialisms derive from the processes involved in the careful singeing of bread, the churning of butter, division of food into slices, and so on. A thick slicer, for example, is a generous dog, and, at the same time, perhaps, a gluttonous one. This is a matter of context, of course. Similarly, a dog might say, "He has a toothsome crunch about him," or even, "Her ears fill my nose with butter." And you can imagine for yourself some of the opposites. But to send you off with a resolute step, there's surf toast, which is wrecked on satisfying inedible wet mush. There's over-toasted, which I mean obviously, and there's unbuttered, to name a few. You never, if you're a dog, want the word unbuttered associated with your name. So toast is the favorite bite, more or less. But what liquid refreshment shows up to wash down all that crumbly stuff? Here's the recipe. Fetch a bucket of water from the ocean and a dozen buckets from your freshwater source. Add a pile of bones. Boil, boil, boil them. Drink. You may certainly adjust the quantity of water or the ratio of salt to fresh, or modify owing to accident of geography, for brackish water, sometimes called rivermouth tea. Obviously, connoisseurs enjoy their specialty teas of various kinds. For centuries in Doggerland, the chase's hunting grounds nested and fed extravagant populations of waterfowl, eider, smew, loon, merganser, goose, and so on, honking and quacking from horizon to whiskers. Dogs of great nose learned to blend subtle mixtures of beak and bone to add exotic tastes by including wing feathers that retain the savor of African marshes, or talons to which mellow Pyrenees valley airs still clung. Some of the greatest dogs whose tails and tails are imitated, are memorialized by having teas named after them. Long Sands Sunny Bufflehead Tea, Gravel Rack Muddy Sticks Roe Neck and Wing Tea, Short Nose Stinkhorn Pete's Chase Tea, and so on, way off into the high grass of centuries. At my house, I never know when the dogs will come, but I know when they do, I want to have enough toast for the emissaries of the chase. Not to mention plenty of tea so they'll be comfortable while discussing the great project. But I'll have to leave that for next time, the great project. Just wanted to let you know that the dogs of the chase in Exile have won a great project. A project that'll really surprise you. And if you have a dog at your house, or two, or several, you should be sure to give him some toast, or her, or them. Preferably with plenty of butter. Or scrambled egg. I'm John Perry for the Dogs of the Chase in Exile, by order of the great, high, and humble Dogger.